Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining of Two Mindsets. I am Dee Hill, and today we're going to talk about the big debate that I'm sure most of you watched a couple of nights ago. And we've taken our time to put together our thoughts about it. And here with me, I have my brother from another mother, Mr. Izzy. Izzy, how's your week been so far?
Busy, just coming off on call, but it's been a good week nonetheless. I'm still here.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Glad that you're still here in particular.
hmm
And on the other side, we have none other than one of the smartest men I know and one who has some great thoughts about the debate, I'm sure, Mr. RJ. RJ, talk to us.
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing well. It's been a while, so glad to be back.
Looking very studious there.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to
Hey,
see
why
you.
he get the better compliments than me all the time, man? I don't
Uh,
like
yeah, it's kind of cool.
first he was the chess master, now he's the smartest man you know. Damn, can I get
then
some?
I'm,
Speaking of chess, I
then I'm
played
Mr.
chess. I played chess over the weekend.
You
My
did.
little cousin at a
Are
little
you still
barbecue.
doing the training classes?
Well, they haven't been doing it every week, so I haven't been in
Okay.
a few weeks now. But I'm still learning. I'm playing online a little bit every day, and getting better and better. So next time we get together, it's going to be a little bit tougher, and I'll probably beat both of you handily
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
wow.
But,
Okay. All
Well,
right.
it'll be the opposite of last time then, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
I won one game the last time.
You
I
did.
did.
You did
I
win
did.
one.
Exactly.
Not,
Thank you.
not
Thank
against
you.
me.
That was your training. You took me,
I took you
off
by
guard.
surprise. You were used to beating me, and I
Yeah,
came
exactly. So you
harder.
got a little bit better, and that kind of caught me
Right.
off guard. So
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, the debate was 2 nights ago in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken, and it was Vice President Kamala Harris against former President Donald Trump. And you know, I had my thoughts about this debate as to how it was going to go, and it went a little bit the way I thought it would. But
Mm.
I'll say this also: Trump started out very professionally. He was not the Trump that we expect usually to see, in my opinion, and he was a bit more measured than usual. That's how he came out. I thought that Vice President Harris was very nervous, sort of like myself when I haven't been in front of certain crowds. I get that jumpiness in my voice. So I thought that she wasn't necessarily shook, but he looked a little bit more in his element, and I could see the nerves on her. Izzy, what are your thoughts in that regard for the beginning?
I felt the same. I know they had hid her away for a while, seemingly to practice. But I mean, in the end, I think you could tell she had been practicing because she kind of got it together towards the middle of the debate and the end. So I mean, she did pretty good as far as delivering what she wanted to say. Now, whether what she said was pertinent or not, that's another question.
RJ, your thoughts on the opening and how they appeared from the beginning?
Well, I don't know if she was nervous. I think she was revved up.
Mm,
And like you said, Donald Trump, he actually was our president. So he
yeah,
has that
good
he
point.
has that experience. So he should be a little bit better at this. Since he's had the actual job and been there, done that, I guess, for lack of a better.
Yeah, there is regardless of how adept of a speaker you are and how much practice you've had, there's being on that. It's not just the national stage; it's the international stage. People from all over the world are looking, and she's been there maybe a couple times before, but this was high pressure, and I just thought that she was feeling it at the beginning. But she held her own, no doubt. She really held her own.
Yeah.
She began by mentioning that he was going to be doing name calling, before he
Yeah.
called any names. So, you know, she was on the attack, and it was a good rally.
Yeah.
So,
You
Izzy,
think?
go ahead, Izzy.
No, I'm just saying. You think it was a good rally?
I think so. I think so. You know, Trump, you know, she started talking about the Project 2025, I think, and he denied having anything to do with it. But I think that CNN had said that the person who was mainly responsible for it had visited Mar-a-Lago, and that they had some contact in the past. So they started. There was they attacked Trump first. You know, she did somewhat. So
Yeah, like
how do you think he?
she was very aggressive. I mean,
Exactly.
that started from jump, from her walking all the way across the stage to give him a handshake. You know, that was, and he was kind of caught off guard at that from the onset. So
Right.
she was aggressive. They had a plan, and it kind of worked for the most part, I think.
And see those kind of things, like you just said, walking over to get those stuff like that don't move me. I want to
Right,
know about policy. I don't
right.
give a damn about the showmanship,
I'm with you.
the how quick you are with your words.
Right,
No, I want to know about policy
right.
and all that other showmanship and just performing. That's irrelevant, honestly. And I think America as a whole, we have to get past. Well, not we, you voters, but America got to get past the entertainment part. Because honestly, I put all that under entertainment. And once we start wanting to be informed over entertained, I think this country can move to a better place.
Well, you know, and that's another conversation we can go at too, because if you think about it, our last three, or I won't say three, but Barack Obama, he didn't have anything. His was all his. He beat Hillary because he was a better showman. You know what I'm saying? He spoke better. He was,
Exactly.
you know,
That's my
so
point.
it had nothing really to do with policy because he didn't have any.
Not for us anyway. I mean, so yeah, not for us, but yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's just really a show.
He was a nice looking man. You know what I'm saying? She was an old lady. Not an old cat lady, but she was an old lady. And you know, that's how he took her. It hadn't really, like you said, Izzy, not really to do with policy. Trump,
Yeah.
really his whole character, you know, him being what are you, a real estate mogul, a TV celebrity, all that is just a show.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what I like about Trump. He's quick on his feet, but at the end of the day, you entertain me, but what do you have to offer? And Deidre, I know you usually open up our show with a question. Do you want us to continue on? Because I mean,
let's keep going. I mean,
okay.
this is a part of the questioning. So yeah,
Because
please continue.
my main point was going to be, I was looking, as a person that doesn't vote, I was looking for something to pull me in from the debate, and nothing did. Trump really offered no kind of, he offered no solution, and to me, Kamala offered even less.
Well, she offered more, but she actually,
in what way?
She actually said, "Okay, I'm going to give you $50,000. I'm going to give you $5,000." She was saying stuff like that. She's, you know what I'm saying, she was actually saying, I mean, I don't know if it's real or not, but she was actually saying things that she would do. Whereas Trump, his whole thing was, you know, she's like Biden. She's bad. She's a bad woman. You know what I'm saying? Not real, nothing educational, just real, that person is worse than I am. And she kind of slid into that kind of drama too. So I get you. If you're not a voter, she wouldn't convince you to vote for her. I mean,
well, let me say this, like, specifically speaking on like the $25,000 towards the housing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know, like I know, in business, if everybody get that All they gonna do is take the prices up to
Raise the prices. Right.
That is not gonna do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be more to it. You're right. You're right.
You know, and I just heard a lot of nothing, man. It was nothing to really pull me in towards either one. I wanted to feel some kind of way about one of them, and all we got really was mudslinging and a lot of I got a plan, but I heard no solutions. And like I said, informed over entertained. When talking about the economy, I know that from what I have read and from a lot of the news I have watched, Trump and Kamala have both
who's
had
Kamala?
Who's
Kamala?
Kamala, the non-FBA black woman. They have both reached out to higher ups in a company called BlackRock, right? And if you act like you care about economics and the finance of the United States, you should know BlackRock is an investment firm. One of the biggest is BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. These companies are worth trillions, and they are who are behind the powerful people in this country. They didn't speak on that. Now, both of them have entertained the higher ups in BlackRock to ask them how to get the economy back and running. I wanted to hear about that.
Oh.
And neither one of them talked about that. That's what I would want to hear, because those are the companies that actually run this country.
So
one of the reasons why we are in the situation we're in, especially the housing market, the reason it's upside down the way it is, and everything is overpriced and overvalued at the moment. And you know, they didn't talk about that. That's very important. That's very important to me.
We would have to blame, you know, the interviewers, the people in charge of the debate for that, as opposed to blaming the candidates themselves. You know, they didn't ask the questions that we wanted them to ask, perhaps. But one of the things, since we're talking about the economy, Trump did go in on how bad inflation is right now. And if you're like me, you go to the grocery store, and what used to be, you know, a lot less is a lot more, to put it in simple form, in simple statement. So, what about inflation? Is that not something that would cause you to vote, Izzy? If can Trump do anything about inflation and make prices?
I want to respond to what you said.
Sure.
The interviewers shouldn't have to ask them important questions like that. You know, the American people need to know it. You should divulge the information anyway. That's how I feel. And I would definitely want to get back to the interview, because I felt like they did Trump so wrong. But back to the inflation. The truth of the matter, and this is why, like I told y'all in the other video, I may not always do right with my money, but one thing I do is study. I study hours and hours. And my financial awakening, so to speak, was just as jarring and expansive and important as my spiritual awakening. And one thing I have come to understand, we have inflation for a couple of reasons. One, Nixon took us off the gold standard. I think it was 1971. Two, corporate greed. Period, point blank.
Corporate greed is paramount.
I would say that's the main reason.
I mean, if you think about it,
not the main reason, because you could have corporate greed, but when the dollar was unpaired with gold, even if it was fractionally paired, which meaning you may not have gold dollar for dollar with the dollar, meaning let's say you had $1 billion, but you may only had $500 million in gold. Even if it were fractionally paired, when they took us off the gold standard, that's what started the inflation. They had figured out a way to squeeze the money out of the people. And pretty much, I mean, at the end of the day, to give more subsidies to the powers that be. And that's the problem, and corporate greed. And I don't see it's no fixing the inflation. You can slow it down a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, that is the gist of it. And every financial person that I listen to and that I read about, that's what they all say. I mean, they all repeat the same thing. And I don't know a way to get around it. And I understand that's why they cannot give us any solution. So at the end of the day, I mean, what are we? I still don't get what we really voting for. Like, I think now that
Voting for
if
who
you
you
guys
like. That's really
understand,
what you're voting for.
huh?
You're voting for which person you like. That's really all it comes down to,
Personality, right?
because
But
they're
if you
all going to
understand,
do the same thing. I mean, you may have, like you said, some differences. You know, this the Roe versus Wade thing. That's a big deal. That's
mhm.
something, you know, and that's a big distinction between Democrats and Republicans. Where that's kind of less. Well, I was gonna say it's less financial, but at the end of the day, it probably isn't, because what you're trying to do is increase population for certain folks. I guess with the Roe versus Wade,
You talking
stopping
about the
the abortion.
abortion?
Yes, the abortion.
To me, that subject is. I cannot believe that every 4 years that is a mainstay in what's important to people. Like, I just
Why? Why can't you believe that?
abortion.
Yeah.
I
You,
guess because I get, and I hate to be an individualist in this category, but it's irrelevant to me.
gotcha.
But I believe that's what people argue about every year. At the end of the day,
You're
it's up to.
saying, I'm sorry for interrupting,
Go
but
ahead.
you're saying that we should have progressed beyond that being a thing?
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. All it is, it just promotes extremism. That's it. When you have a couple of subjects every election year that everybody's stuck on, it's no middle road anymore. And I repeat and echo this every time we talk, because I just don't see how people don't get it. I mean, honestly, it don't even matter what my opinion is on abortion. I give it though. To me, it's wrong, but at the end of the day, a woman's right to do whatever she wants with her body. That's her right. You let her and God handle that. But to
Well,
me, is it wrong? It's her right though.
yeah, and I think that is more the argument. I think you'll find few people who are pro abortion. It's more so the argument that people should not be penalized for choosing to go that route, you know, and I think that's more of the argument between the candidates and these different groups. So even if a person has done it multiple times, you're not going to find too many people who look at it as a good thing. It's I guess you would call it a necessary evil, because there are reasons that come about that a person will choose not to have the child, and some of them, you know, are worth listening to.
You
Well,
know what we need to
just
do?
I want to jump in on that too. Now you might not, they might not think about it, but a woman having a miscarriage, you know what I'm saying, or if the fetus is not, you know what I'm saying, growing in her body, she can't now she can't actually go to a doctor and have the doctor take the baby out. It
in
has to
some
pass.
in
So
certain
so that's
places.
something that's gonna put a woman in danger. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's a big deal, you
Very
know.
big deal.
I mean, I can honestly speak from experience on that. So it's definitely a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine in a situation like that. See,
Yeah,
that's
but
what I'm
you
saying. Middle
but
ground.
that's one
It
point.
has to
It's
be
against the
some
law
kind
to
of
do
middle
that
ground.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
got
the
to be some
argument.
kind of middle ground.
Right.
But what I think they in that instance, I feel like educated. It almost seems like Democrats are so hard on this subject that they have an agenda. Like they want certain people to, you know, to have that access. But I think education it need to start with that. And abstinence, saving yourself for marriage, being more responsible.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel. We just being honest. That's what I feel. But it's still a woman's right, regardless how I feel about it. Your body, God gave you your own will. That's up to you to do.
Yeah, and I
So
guess we should have invited a woman here because a lot of people will say three men talking about this is not proper. But we're just thinking about or expressing how we feel about it. I don't think we're looking down on anybody
no, it's not
in
about
our
looking down.
thoughts. Right, right.
I mean, adults should be able to have adult conversations, and whether somebody agree or disagree, it's just an opinion. But
Absolutely.
people are so sensitive now that if you don't agree with their opinion, they want to counsel you. But at the end of the day, this is my opinion, and I may disagree with it. But like I said, it's her right. Now, will I fight for her right to do it? No. But will I fight against it? No. Because I mean, why? I'm not gonna waste my energy on it. But I think education at the end of the day, and going back to some of the older traditions of civility in a woman and in a man, we need to get back to those traditions.
I want to pause. I want to pause on that what you just said though. So you wouldn't fight for her rights. So would you say just flipping just abstract for black people's rights? So white people shouldn't fight for black people's rights
I thought
because
I
they're not
answered
black.
this. I thought I answered this already.
I mean,
You
but I'm
can.
on real though. On
I'm
real, seriously.
gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer it. You can fight for it, but I personally believe that no one can fight for our rights like we can. And I feel I've already explained several times that when anybody else get into it, they tend to benefit
If you're not
from.
in a position of authority, how are you going to get anything done? Someone's got to have a foot inside the door, right? In order to get something done, unless you just being a martyr and going
I
down
mean,
the
give me a
sword.
specific example. Do you have any specific example? Like, give me a specific example, and then I can better answer.
Well, I mean, if we're let's say housing, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing. If there's not someone politicking on our behalf, how would we get there? How will we get the housing that we need? How are we going to?
Of course, but we can't politic on our own behalf.
You can. Oh yeah, you can. But I'm saying you're gonna need help. You can't do
Why?
it on your own.
Why? We 60 million plus. Who we need help from?
You got to have somebody.
No, we don't. You know,
Okay.
you don't. If you look at every movement we've had, it always get undermined. But we are always at the core of the movement. We really don't need anybody else. I mean, and I also told you last time too, and I remember this specifically. Damn, that's my favorite word tonight, specific. Because I think you had made a statement. I think RJ made a statement about Frederick Douglass and him being mixed.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, that don't bother me because you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. So your culture, your race, your class, it don't matter as long as I see you fighting truthfully for the cause. But at the end of the day, yes, I would rather see my own at the head of it. Did that answer? That answer?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you're consistent with it. So I
brother. This is 40 some odd years. It's concrete, bro. You ain't gonna get no different answers. I promise you. You ain't gonna get no different answers.
I get that, but I think everybody should be should have a palate. If you see that something's right or has a possibility, you're not just going to disagree with it just because that's your stance. I mean, I'm not as rigid as that. If I see something, like I said, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm Republican or Democrat, but it's just the best option for me. And right now, and that applies to this. That applies to this whole Kamala and Trump thing. Trump is not a better option. Why would anybody want someone that's obviously not bright and doesn't really. I just don't I don't get. I
So
don't.
do you really feel
Huh?
that do you really feel that he's not bright?
No, what
RJ?
I maybe bright is not the word, but someone that is not presidential. You know what I'm saying? He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
How is he not? Hold on, before I go on that tangent, I want to give you an example. Police brutality.
Okay.
Let's say a video came out of a white guy.
Well, we can go on this one too because I don't know if you saw.
No, you don't even know where I'm going. You don't
Well,
know
no,
where I'm going.
I don't know where you're going, but I'm saying I don't know if you saw what happened this past week with a Tyreek Hill from the Dolphins. Him get okay. All right, but go ahead, go with yours. Maybe we can jump on that too.
So what I'm saying is, let's just say a white man got pulled over and brutally beaten by police, and his civil rights and constitutional rights were violated. Black people coming. We coming to protest, and so we coming to protest and fight for his rights. And I would do the same. And it's like that is going back to what you said, helping, and somebody from a different culture or a different race coming in. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Just don't try to take over the movement. And we shouldn't allow it. Black people are the only people that tend to allow other cultures and other races to head our movements.
But why you think why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because we're stupid.
Oh,
It's just that simple. We stupid. We stupid. That's the only thing I can even come up with. Black people are so used to taking a back seat that we allow other people to head our movements, and it has always shown to be detrimental to the outcome. Yes, I'm still a man. As I have grown through the years, I am still a man that believes that in order to fight the evil that runs the world, we are going to have to come together, though. I've always said that, and I've been saying that for a while now, but to head our movements, we should always be at the head. We can move on.
Yeah, let's get back to, and we'll cover the police brutality thing again. But
it was just an example.
Oh no, I wasn't. No, I know that, but RJ wanted to go into the Tyreek Hill thing a little bit more, and maybe we can touch on that some other time. I think it is important. Well, Trump wants to give more immunity to police, so there is that. So yeah, it's a lot to think about, and there's something that I would think would make Izzy want to vote because of that fact. No.
Give more rights to the police.
More immunity. I think more immunity.
What don't they do now? I mean, what don't they do now? I just I think I honestly believe we ought to end police immunity. This what's the phrase? Defund the police. I don't agree with that, but I don't agree with police immunity either. And I feel like instead of when lawsuits come against police, instead of making the public pay it through taxes, it ought to be taken out of their damn retirement and taken from the individual, from the individual's retirement refund, if it's enough. And then if you still want to do it the old way, get the rest that way. But it should be some penalties that a person can feel. And a person should not just be able to go to the next town and get another job and commit another crime, a crime against the public and keep moving on from, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to do that. That's why I say balance. To me, that's a balance. Defund the police, no, but start holding them accountable. Take that immunity away, and I guarantee you, the crimes against the public will be cut in half within a year. I guarantee you.
RJ, I feel bad for cutting you off. So let's go ahead and get into what you were about to talk
Sorry,
about.
RJ.
No, I mean, you might be right. We might have to address it again because I'm good. I'm good, brother.
Well, let's talk about, Trump started talking about uh, what he terms illegal aliens as there being criminals coming over, and Vice President Harris turned that around on him,
Well, I think
noting
that
that,
you talking about setup, Izzy? I think that was a setup right there. Oh, I know it was because soon as he said something about they're eating the pets,
right.
they were so quick to rebut him. The moderators were.
They said that was they did the
David
fact check
Muir
real quick. Yeah,
real quick, like they knew he was going to say that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they knew he was going to say it because less than as soon as it jumped out of his mouth, David Muir was like, "Well, I spoke to the city manager, and he said that is not true. That they are not eating the cats and dogs there." And so, and they were terrible. They sucked. The moderators
Thank you.
they
Thank you.
sucked. I mean, they really suck because the whole thing about the debate, they were supposed to be cutting the mics off after, right?
right.
That never happened. That never happened. Trump kept talking, and then at the end, Kamala kept talking. After a while, so they were terrible.
I think they
They
did
were
cut the
both bad.
mics off. You could just still hear them talking. I think that's what the issue
Right. So when they started talking, they cut the mic back on. It's like, so what was the point?
is. Right.
I didn't
I
get
feel
that.
like they really tried to railroad Trump though.
No, I don't think they tried to
To,
railroad. I
to
think
me, to me, to me, he got harder questions, and he got cut off by the interviewers way more. They was very like soft spoken with Kamala. I'm gonna call her Kamala. Damn it. They were very soft spoken with her to me, and it seemed like they allowed her to end each question. He started the question, not all of them, but maybe I say about 60%. It seemed like she ended them so that
that's because he wasn't really answering any questions. He didn't
no,
answer any questions.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it seemed like the order in which they answered the question, he would go first and she was able to end it. And well, whoever speak last, that's gonna be the last thing on your mind. And I feel like that was kind of set up too. And I actually, well, not count, but I actually paid attention to that. And it seemed like she got to end the question more often than him. I mean, hey, can you disagree that they were more aggressive with him than her though?
I think that's probably true, but I think that he has a lot more negatives pending against him than she does, and it's probably, I would argue it's probably a subconscious thing because most good moderators, I think David Muir is one of the best out there as far as news anchors, in my opinion. I think
news
that
anchor, yeah, moderator. I don't know.
Yeah. I think being a moderator is tough, especially if you do hold if you yourself are a Democrat or Republican and you're moderating against that. It might be difficult to be unbiased. That's not an excuse, because if you're good at it, you're going to appear to be very unbiased. You can be, what's the word we've been using, Izzy?
Specific? What?
Not specific, but in the middle.
Yeah.
Balanced. That's the word.
Balance.
Yeah. So it's probably very difficult to be balanced.
I think Lester Holt does a good job. I like Lester.
I agree too, but I guess the question would be, would Vice President Harris be willing to go on medium like Fox or
that's the next one's supposed to be on Fox. The next,
so
if they have another debate, it's supposed to be on Fox.
So that will balance out the equation, perhaps.
Yeah.
I want to move on, if that's okay with you guys. Just asking, who do you think the debate helped? Did the debate help either one of them? We'll start with Izzy.
No, I don't. I feel like it was a show, and it really wasn't even a very entertaining show.
It was for the dog part was great. I thought that was very entertaining. The eating of the dogs, because I hadn't heard about that until till
Until
then, you
then,
know.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I had
and my son, he's the little politician in the house, so he knew
right,
all about it. Yeah, so I
right.
didn't know about the Haitians eating dogs and cats out there
So
in Florida.
the debate might not have given a boost to either one of them,
No,
but
it gave it a boost. I mean, it for Kamala it did. I mean,
I,
you get Taylor Swift endorsing you. That's gonna do something.
that's what I was about to say. But Taylor Swift's endorsement
Oh
probably
yeah,
did. So, you know,
she
she
got all the
has
young folk.
millions upon millions of fans. She
Yeah.
made it official that she was putting her weight behind Kamala Harris. So,
Yes.
RJ, talk to us about that. How's that going to affect the
Oh,
election?
I think that's a really big deal. I mean, I think it's a big deal. So
I think that's bigger than anything Vice President Harris could
I
have done
mean,
herself.
she Taylor Swift upstaged the Super Bowl. I mean,
Right.
she is a celebrity, capital C. You know what I'm
And
saying? So what?
I'm
What?
gonna
go
tell
ahead,
What?
you,
Izzy.
What?
Izzy, I see you want to say something.
What? What?
George Carlin, one of my top 5, if not top 3 comedians all time. The world is a stage and America is the front seat,
Oh
front
yeah,
row.
no doubt.
These people bought and paid for it. That shit don't impress me.
It don't
It don't
impress you.
impress me.
It don't
It,
impress you, but it's
it,
impressive.
it's not, because you should know, just like Malcolm X used to say with um, black folks, you cannot look to entertainers for leadership. These people are bought and paid for. So I'm not impressed by that.
Well, I mean, you say impressed, but for me, it's not so much being impressed. It's more of the fact that because she is such a big star, we're just saying that it's going to have, uh, these young ladies who are 17, they're about to, who will be able to vote perhaps in a couple of months. This is going to be a big swing in the young vote. I
it
just about
is,
guarantee you that. So that's
but
all
I
I'm saying. It's
think
not a matter
RJ
of
is
being
impressed though.
impressed.
No, I think RJ impressed. I think he actually impressed.
I'm just saying. I'm letting you know. And back to you brought up Malcolm X though. At the end of his days, who was he kicking it with? Who was he hanging out with?
I get that, but
Oh,
he was
come on, man.
but he was absolutely right about the entertainers though. You can't look to them to be revolutionaries and somebody to look up to as far as,
Why not?
social change. Honestly, because they are bought and paid for. They can be bought and paid for. It's just that simple. Come on, man. You know that already. I'm not even gonna
So
go back and forth.
Muhammad Ali was bought and paid for. He was bought and paid for.
All right. I think we'll stop
No,
that
that's a
right
good
there.
man.
So
Muhammad Ali was a
Man,
we're
different
we're gonna
breed,
we're
man.
gonna move on from the debate. That's a great stopping point. Y'all both
oh,
got some great points in. I see your face, Izzy. I see your face,
Oh
but
no,
we're
no,
gonna move
no.
on.
That's
We're
good.
gonna move on.
I really want
So
to finish because I
I
really
know,
want to talk about
I know,
inflation,
I know.
but
We'll
it's
we'll
all
get
good.
we'll get to it another time, perhaps on the next debate.
what
So
about
we're gonna finish off with talking about our little competition. We agreed to that, right? So
Right.
I want to hear how you guys are doing, what changes you've made, how the process is going. If you've learned anything about yourself. We'll start with Izzy.
You can start with Izzy all
Um.
night.
I
Jeez.
Well,
know.
you gotta tell the people.
Gosh.
I know, right? But
He,
no,
he was
Yeah.
upset. He was upset that I complimented you and didn't compliment
Oh.
him. So give him
So
a
Hey,
little.
now you
Let him
gonna
let him let him start. Let him
hey,
start the conversation.
no, RJ done got spoiled. But normally he go first. Normally he go first, so he done got spoiled. But
Yeah,
but
switch
so
it
the
up a little
audience,
bit. Gee.
so the audience understand we're talking about our weight loss challenge between us 3.
Yeah.
And we got a little bet on it. And the bet is a meal bought and paid for by the other 2.
Yes.
I already told them what I want. But
Remind us
so
if you want to remind us.
yeah, I'm definitely want a nice ribeye steak,
From
sauteed
Outback.
vegetables,
From
garlic and
Outback.
herb mashed potatoes,
From Outback.
and the cocktails are gonna go with the meal. So I'm gonna need at least two
Two
two Jack and
cocktails.
Coke and a beer.
Right.
Two
You
Jelly-Co's in a
put
book.
all that weight back on in one meal.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. But as
Right.
far as my journey, I had been doing great, but when I'm on call, which y'all know, I've been on call for 2 weeks. I just came off Monday. When I'm on call, my eating habits kind of get a little thrown off, and my exercising. I did a couple days go walking. I sent, we screenshot when we do stuff like that. I did like 5 miles here and there each time. So I didn't do too bad, but I'm back on it now, and I went to my healthy track at work, and my blood pressure was good. Didn't get a chance to weigh myself, but last time I weighed, been about a week ago, I still was around about the same weight. But I'm back on it now, so I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not stopping.
So you want to give an update on like how much you've lost, or you prefer not to say right
I honestly don't think I've lost maybe a couple of pounds.
now? Okay.
But like I said, when I'm on call, I had been doing great. Before then, because he did a walk challenge for my job too. Just a little bit before we made this challenge I think we did that walk challenge for about a month and a half.
Mhm.
And I had been doing like
Was it the Route 66 challenge? Was that what it was?
the what now?
Route 66 challenge?
I don't know. Do y'all use that challenge runner app?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We might have been doing it around about the same time then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still doing good, but I'm still around about the same weight. But I mean, I'm still motivated, and I'm gonna make sure I get some miles in this weekend if it don't rain too much. As you know, we do some not only tonight but tomorrow and maybe Saturday as well. But if not, I get it in Sunday. At least do 5 miles.
Okay. Sounds good. RJ, what's going on with yours?
I'm doing okay. I haven't, I started off like on fire, doing exercise almost every other day. Now it's kind of like, like a couple of times a week, but I can tell that my eating has changed. Whereas like on a Friday, I would probably eat like a half a pizza, just myself. so, so,
Yo, there were
I
times
don't,
I was eating whole pizzas, so I feel it.
I'm talking about
yeah,
for real, a whole pizza,
Whole
half is good.
pizzas. Yeah.
I'm talking, or half a large pizza, dog.
Right,
Yeah. And then I wake up in the morning and finish off the rest of it. So
right.
as breakfast.
uh,
So I'm not doing that anymore, which is good. So I definitely can tell that, my cravings have kind of dissipated. So, I will wake up sometimes like if I woke up at midnight or something, I'll go in the kitchen and get some cookies and whatnot. That I'm not doing anymore. So it's coming along. So
Yeah, that's
I'll be winning
yeah.
in November. Y'all be treating me to
What's your meal?
I'm not
Have
sure
you
yet.
tried?
I'm not sure. I don't think I want a steak though. Probably some seafood or something.
Damn, I didn't think about that. That's right.
Yeah.
Papa
See,
Do's.
Papa Do's.
Yeah.
That's my restaurant right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to put y'all to shame, but I guess I should. But let me just tell you what I've done, and
Well, you were the heaviest, so because you were what
Thank you.
285.
that's fine.
You had the
That's
most.
fine.
Yeah.
I probably was. No comment. But that's what it's all about, you know. So since August 1st,
I can see it in your head though. Your head is looks a little bit smaller.
exactly.
A little
You're
bit.
not the
Yeah.
only one. Yeah.
Oh
Since
man, this man got jokes, DJ.
it's all good. It's all good. Since August 1st, I have not eaten, and I'm a big cookie and chip person. I have not eaten any cookies, no chips. I haven't had, I've cut out bread. I had bread one time since August 1st.
Mm.
Um, uh, two times, my apologies. I've cut back on alcohol, and I have lost 19 pounds.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
gotta
right.
give you
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's funny because the challenge we're doing now at work, and I just joined today. It started on the 9th. It's cut the carbs. So you counting your bread, your grits and rice and all that, and fried, that kind of stuff, fried food. So are y'all doing that too, RJ?
Right? No, I'm not on that one. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Another thing, I drink a lot of coffee, 2 or 3
Okay.
cups a day. I
Wow.
have not put any creamer or sweetener, sugar, or anything
Just
in my
drinking it
coffee
black.
since August 1st, which I never thought I would ever drink coffee straight
What kind
black.
of coffee do you drink? What is it? Is it like a
Here at home is Folgers. Yeah,
hazelnut or just
just regular Folgers, the good stuff like grandma used to drink.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I thought I used to think that people who drink their coffee black were crazy, and guess what? I'm right. I am crazy.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's what I'm taking. Remember, I used to do the 5 sugars. I'm down to 3. 3 sugars in coffee now.
Can
There
I
you
tell
go.
the story about Dunkin' Donuts right quick?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, me and RJ, this was actually when we were coming to see Izzy for a little chess tournament hangout. We stopped at Dunkin' Donuts. This man got some coffee, and I told the lady, just give me the same thing. Man, this was the sweetest coffee. I I could have gotten a toothache just from that. It was so much sugar. It was more sugar than a
It
bowl of
was
ice
it
cream
was
and 1 cup of
delicious.
coffee.
It was delicious. They know how I like it. I don't have to tell them. Just give me 2 coffees. And boom,
Right.
bam.
They know
Yeah.
you by voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know
Okay.
what know about me? I don't like any of my drinks super sweet.
Yeah.
My tea, lemonade, coffee, I like just a little bit of sugar just where I can taste it, and that's good enough for me. And that's why a lot of people don't. Well, if I ever make tea or lemonade, they like more sugar because I don't put a lot of sugar in my drinks. I don't like real sweet drinks or
Right.
food. Period, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie. I love good food. I'm a cookie fanatic. I was eating a lot of chips, and I'm glad that you all decided to do this competition with me because, yeah, I've made some changes. I'm gonna try to keep them going. I'm not even sure. We had a little cookout this past weekend, and my aunt had made a pound cake, and we had some
Oh.
ice cream.
Mm.
And I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. I wanted to touch it, but I said, nah, I can't do it yet. So,
Yeah, buddy, that good
A
old
homemade pound cake?
That's the best.
homemade
I
That's
don't
the
pound
know,
best
cake,
man.
pound cake in the
and it
world.
looks so good. It looks
A
so good.
homemade pound cake.
Yes, yes, the best thing going.
Yeah.
I
So
No.
know
yeah,
that. I
man,
know that was hard to do.
I hope that my successful journey will encourage you guys to
Right.
to to
So
to
now
wrap
does
it
everybody
up.
remember starting weights now? We did record that, right? We did send that to each other. The
Most of
starting
us
weight.
did.
Who
No comment. No comment. So, we'll
didn't?
we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so we're going until a certain date in November, and RJ's birthday is in November, as he
Oh man. Yeah.
right. So he has left the chat apparently, and yeah, man. Izzy, you got anything else you want to say at the moment?
Nothing, man. I just like to say to our listeners, when we talk about certain subjects, they can be very polarizing, man. Just take everything with a grain of salt. Remember, everybody got an opinion, and you don't have to like it, but you damn sure gonna respect mine, and that's it.
RJ, good to
Yes.
see you back, sir.
Yeah.
Any closing statements?
No. No. Just looking forward to this this upcoming election, most other things. Just keeping it going,
Your birthday is around the corner. You got any plans?
Mm, the Falcons excuse me, the Cowboys coming to town. So that's gonna be one
What?
thing.
Okay.
We're gonna do the tailgate out there. So that's gonna be one thing.
Very cool.
But
Very cool.
yeah, no
What,
big
what,
plans yet.
what, if you don't mind, what I ask you offline,
Yeah,
what day it actually is. I was
yeah.
gonna say we 3 could get together
Oh yeah, you need to come out to the tailgate. The tailgate is gonna be fun. It's gonna be. We did
We'll
it. We
talk.
did it 2 years ago. We did it when the Cowboys came to town. We had a blast. It was. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Tailgating is
Okay.
always fun, man.
Yeah.
You know,
But they do it. They do it nice down at the Mercedes. They got. I mean, you remember how they used to do it? They
yeah,
do it even better now.
I
It's
believe you.
even
I
better.
believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. All right, fellas. Well, appreciate y'all joining me. I'm glad we could get together and let's keep this. We won't call it a weight loss journey. We'll call it a health journey. Let's keep that
Yeah.
going.
Health journey. That's really what
Wrap
it
it
is.
up, and
Yep.
let's share our success and let's be successful in all that we do. And
All right.
thank you all for joining us. This is of Two Mindsets. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we will catch you on the other side. Peace.
Peace.